What's going on, guys? I'm BloodyAbsol, call me Brock, and welcome to another playthrough challenge video. In this video, I'll be seeing if I can beat Pokemon Black 2 with a team of only ghost types. And that may sound simple, but by the end of this, I'll explain why this challenge is more difficult than what it seems. Before we start, let's discuss the rules for this challenge. First, I'm only allowed to use ghost type Pokemon. Second, once all are available, I must have at least one of each on my team, so I can't have a team of like 6 Chandelures or something. And third, no glitches can be used. Not that I would know how to do that anyway. Lastly, this video was suggested not once, but twice by my friend Memes by James in my previous 2 challenge videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start this challenge. When we take a walk around our hometown with our rival, we find Bianca and choose our starter. Since none of the starters are ghost type, I threw the game into the randomizer software and switched Snivy for Golett. I went with Golett because it's the last ghost type available normally. Once we do that, we beat our rival Dirtbag because all of his moves are normal type. Oh yeah, I named the rival Dirtbag because why not? After some tutorials, we get running shoes and a town map we need to take to our rival. We find him in Velocity Ranch, and the battle goes exactly the same way as it did last time. We then get tasked with finding a lost dog because the farmers are too poor to hang up lost posters. We find the lost dog who was just barking at some weirdo in the farmer's backyard. When we give the map to our rival, we can now take on our first gym. I used Defense Core to power up Rollout, but I missed. Thanks to Patrat's 2 workups, plus a super effective bite, we're defeated by Charon. I go back in with the same strategy, and this time Rollout lands, and it builds up enough to knock out Patrat and Lillipup. We can then head past this random hiker and another route to arrive in Burbank City. When we head into the gym and battle Roxy, we do the defense scroll and rollout strategy again. We take some hard hits from Assurance and Pursuit, but we ultimately win in the end. We say no to social distancing and go watch a movie instead. Once we're done, we take a boat ride and arrive in Castelia City. We obtain a bike, and we for some reason go play in the sewers. That's nasty! We team up with Dirtbag, and we mop the floor with Team Plasma. Once we're out, we take a shower and head to the 3rd gym. Just saying, I hate the idea of getting sucked through Spider Silk and getting popped out of a cocoon. If you never realize that's what's happening, then you're welcome. When I get to Berg, multiple battles occur where String Shot lowers our speed, then we get knocked out by Dwebel's Feint Attack, or Swaloon, or Leavanny's Razor Leaf. Once I grind a level 35, I can get to Leavanny with enough HP to live Razor Leaf, and knock it out with a crit Shadow Punch. We can now head north and battle Colress, and it's barely worth our time. Once we enter the Desert Resort and subsequently the Relic Castle, we can run around for 10 minutes trying to find a Yamask to add to our team. Once we catch it and do some pointless things, we run around in Boss City for a bit trying to find the gym leader. Once we traverse through the indoor roller coaster just to find out she already left, we can now take on Elisa. I lead with Patra the Yamask to try and Will-O-Wisp some of her Pokemon. Her Emolga Volt Switch's first turn and I get a Will-O-Wisp Hex combo on Zebstrika. By the time it uses Volt Switch, Patra is in red HP and gets taken out by Emolga's Pursuit. Since Golett was so high level thanks to Berg, we can eat up a bunch of attacks and steamroll with Rollout. When we defeat Elisa, we go help our rival fight Team Plasma, and we run across a bridge to arrive in Driftvale City. Once we're there, we have to deal with some more Team Plasma high school drama. I then decide to try and go through Chargestone Cave to get my next encounter, but apparently the bridge is broken. Since I can't get my 3rd team member yet, I decide to evolve Yamask into Cofagrigus. With that done, I can go take on the... Dang it. Once we deal with even more Team Plasma story, we can run around in the dark until we find Clay. His Krokorok uses Torment, while Patra uses Will-O-Wisp to lower its attack. Krokorok goes down to Hex, and after a few turns, Excadrill gets burned as well, and goes down to burn damage. Sandslash was incredibly easy, because it goes down to another Burn Hex combo. After beating Clay, we go battle in the Driftvale tournament and destroy everyone in our path. After that, we board Team Plasma's ship and we swap the poop deck with them. When they make us walk the plank, we can run through Chargestone Cave and across the broken bridge. Ooh, a fighting gym! Anyway, we can arrive in Mistralton City and head to Celestial Tower to catch our 3rd team member, Litwick. Before heading to the gym, I decide to evolve Litwick into Lampent and Golett into Golurk. After entering the gym and slamming into some walls, it's time to battle Skyla. I one-shot swoop out with Shadow Punch. After taking heavy damage from Swanna's Bubble Beam and Air Slash, we can burn it and knock it out with Hex. I get the burn on Skarmory to nullify its Sturdy, and it goes down to Flame Burst. We can then take a plane ride and head towards Reversal Mountain to add a Drifblim to our team. Now we can run around the Strange House to pick up a Dust Stone, and while doing that, we can find a Bayonet and add it to our team as well. We can then enter Reversal Mountain and abuse the double battles to grind. Once we exit and arrive on Undella Town, we can battle our rival who only has 3 Pokemon at this point in time for whatever reason. His Unfezant is very annoying with Detect, Taunt, and Hyper Potions, but once it's dead, we bulldoze Emboar and Shadowclaw Simipour to take the 2 of them down. We then traverse through the next route and completely ignore Cobalion to arrive in Lacunosa Town and hear some story about Kyurem. When we try and leave, we need to battle Team Plasma again. And for some reason, our rival never attacks this stupid Cryogonal with one of either of its super effective stab moves. Why? Once we beat them, we can then pass the village bridge and arrive in Opelucid City. We can then head to the gym, and side note, this is the absolute coolest gym in all of Pokemon. Now it's time to battle Drayden. I lead with Bayonet and use Shadow Claw, but Druddigon takes it out with Crunch. I send out Cofagrigus to eat up a Crunch, but it gets a crit. But we transfer Mummy onto Druddigon, and we get rid of its sheer force, and we burn it, essentially making Druddigon's attack useless. We take it out with Hex, and when Flygon comes out, we Hex burn it as well and get swapped out thanks to Dragon Tail. Golurk comes out, and Flygon faints to burn damage. We bulldoze Haxorus for a few turns until it ultimately takes out Golurk. I send out Drifblim and use Fly while Haxorus uses Dragon Dance, and we finish it off to earn the Legend Badge. When we head outside, Team Plasma puts the city on ice, and we need to take a ride around the ice to defeat them all. Nothing too interesting happens, other than the story with the DNA Splicer, so once this is over, we can head back to Undella Town and travel through the Marine Tube and arrive in Humalao City. When Marlin somehow jets out of the water at Mach speeds onto a platform that is many feet higher than sea level, he heads back to the gym and we follow hard on his heels. I lead with Bayonet again, but I underestimated Caracosta's defense and get off 2 Shadow Claws before it knocks us out with Crunch. I send out Golurk and finish the job with Earthquake. I switch to Cofagrigus to battle Wailord, and after it makes contact with us with Bounce, we can then burn it and knock it out with a few Hex attacks. I switch to Drifblim and battle Jellicent, and they trade blows back and forth, and Jellicent barely lives a Shadow Ball and heals with its berry. It then knocks out Drifblim, Golurk, and Lampent consecutively, and at this point, I expect all is lost. I decide to heal Cofagrigus, and it turns out that Patra can live Jellicent's Ominous Wind, and we can knock it out with a Shadow Ball, giving us the win. When we head outside, we get a tip that Team Plasma is across Route 22, so now we need Surf. So let's see who can learn... Son of a... So, if you guys were keeping track, the only Ghost-type Pokemon I didn't catch in this challenge was Frillish. This is because Frillish is only accessible via Surfing, and Frillish and Jellicent are the only Ghost-type Pokemon in this game that can learn Surf. See the issue? I know that some of you might be saying, "Oh, just use an HM Slave!" And to those of you that say that, I say... So, don't get mad at me for not using an HM Slave, but you can roast me for not making Frillish my starter. My bad. This whole situation could have been avoided if I had just done that, but some other issues may have arisen. For instance, Berg and Elise's gyms would have been much more difficult since Frillish only has Ominous Wind as its best damaging move for both Swaloon and Leavanny, and not to mention that Frillish is weak to all of Elise's electric attacks instead of Gollett's immunity against them. With that blunder out of the way, let's discuss the challenge's difficulty. If you guys didn't notice, all but 2 boss battles in this game have a super effective move against Ghost-type Pokemon. Our rival's Emboar has Assurance, both of Sharon's Pokemon have Bite, Roxy's Coughing has Assurance, and her Whirlipede has Pursuit, Berg's Dwebble has Feint Attack, Lisa's Emolga and Substriga have Pursuit, Clay's Crocrock has Stab Crunch, Skyla has Assurance on Swoobat, Druddigon and Flygon have Crunch, where Haxorus has Assurance on Drayden's team, Marlin has Caracosta with Crunch, and Jellicent has Ominous Wind, Zinzolan has Weavile with Night Slash, the Shadow Triad have Pawniard, Absol, and Bayonet with moves such as Feint Attack, Night Slash, and Sucker Punch, and Ghetsis has Cofagrigus with Shadow Ball, Drapion with Night Slash, Toxicroak with Sucker Punch, and Hydreigon and Electros have Crunch. Huh. I did that in one take. I would have included the Elite Four members in that ramble, but 2 of them specialize in both weaknesses of ghost types. But just to include the other 2, Marshall has Throw and Sock with Payback, and Caitlin has a Sigilith and a Gothitelle with Shadow Ball. This means that the only 2 bosses in Black 2 that don't have a super effective move on my team are the champion Iris and Colress, if you can really count him as a boss. So on the surface, this challenge doesn't seem too difficult, but with the bulk of important battles having super effective moves on ghost types, it adds a level of difficulty. So I guess the big question is, can you beat Pokemon Black 2 with only ghost type Pokemon? And the answer is, I don't know. I know that's a crappy answer, but please hear me out. In cases like this, I don't have enough information to give a clear-cut answer. The problematic factors in this case would be the Ghost and Dark-type Elite Four members, Chantal and Grimsley. They both have stab super effective attacks on my entire team, so it's safe to say that these 2 are the wild cards. With that said, if you try this challenge out for yourself, and you defeat Iris, please let me know. So guys, please like, subscribe, and comment down below what challenge you want me to do next. Get crazy, get creative, and be original. No games are off the table. Except Gen 6 and 7 games, because I have no way of recording those. So with that guys, I'm BloodyAbsol, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.